The ghost of the Black Horse pub, the Littledale Huntsman. Old Swan, a district rich in history, where the past lingers like a shadow. Among its many stories, one legend has never faded, the tale of the Black Horse pub and the ghostly rider that still roams the land. But to understand this story, we must first go back to a time when this land belonged to one of the most powerful families in Liverpool, the Littledales. The Littledale legacy. The Littledales were not just any family, they were some of Liverpool's most wealthiest and most influential figures, cotton merchants, mayors and great adventurers. They owned grand estates including Highfield House, which once stood near where the Black Horse pub is today. The Black Horse pub today is standing where the groundskeeper's gatehouse to Highfield mansion once stood. The groundskeeper would ride his black stallion patrolling his master's estate. But the most famous Littledale of all was George Littledale, a man known across Britain as the greatest hunter of his time. Unlike other gentlemen of his era, Littledale did not simply hunt for sport. He was an explorer, a naturalist and a collector. His expeditions took him across the globe, from the wild mountains of Central Asia to the vast forests of Siberia. He hunted legendary beasts, including species rarely seen by Western eyes, and donated many of his findings to Liverpool's museums. But before George Littledale's time, hunting had already been a way of life for the Littledale family. For generations they had held extravagant hunting parties on their estate, led by the best huntsman they ever had. A man whose name has been lost to time, but whose legend still remains. The Huntsman of Highfield House. The Littledale Huntsman was more than a servant. He was a master tracker, a fearless rider, and a leader of every great hunt. He was always seen on his mighty black stallion, an animal as dark as the night and as fast as the wind. When the Littledale hunting horn sang, the huntsman and his steed would charge forward, leading the chase. He was always said to be unstoppable, relentless in his pursuit of prey. But one fateful night, his skills would be put to the test. It was late autumn when the huntsman set off alone in pursuit of a legendary stag, one that had eluded even George Littledale himself. The woods were thick with fog, the trees whispering in the wind, yet the huntsman rode on, his black stallion thundering through the undergrowth. But then something happened. The ground trembled, the wind howled, the stag disappeared into the mist, and then silence. By morning, the Black Horse was found wandering the estate, but the huntsman was gone. Years passed by. Highfield House fell into ruin, and the land was eventually repurposed. A pub was built on the site, named after the only thing left behind, the Black Horse. But even though the mansion was gone, something remained. In the 1990s, barman George Strange said,
I've worked here for years, and let me tell you, there's something not right about this place. On some nights, you hear it clear as day. Hoofbeats outside on the street. But when you look, there's nothing there.
Some have seen the figure of a man in old hunting gear standing in the corner of the pub. Others have felt a chill near the fireplace where the huntsman once warmed himself after a long chase. But most terrifying encounters of all is the sound of the hunting horn ringing out in the dead of night. It never ends. Was the huntsman cursed to wander these lands forever, still searching for the prey he never caught? Or did he fall victim to something much darker? Something lurking in the forests of Old Swan, waiting for its next hunt.